Every Tuesday about this time, we talk with Dr. John Braccio, who gives us some free advice. Find him over at drjohnb.com. Do you say no ever? You know, somebody comes and asks you for a favor. Can I borrow the truck? Can you bring your truck over, help me move the piano? Can you, take on extra task at work? Can you do this? Can you do that? And oftentimes we think, well, I don't want to seem like that guy. That I don't want to look lazy. I don't want to be a bad friend. And so for a number of reasons, for a number of people, we put stress on ourselves. We do it to ourselves because we say yes, 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 yes. And next thing you know, we're double booked, etc. We've all done it. We've all done it. Why do we do that? And let's delve into the word no a little bit. As a dad, the word no is a beautiful word. I had to say it over the weekend. But there we go. Dr. John Braccio, Dr. John B. is with us. Doc, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great, my friend. And in fact, no is an interesting word. You know, it's just amazing, really, how many wonderful people who have the kindest of hearts and the most willingness to help others are often overwhelmed with responsibilities. They've agreed to enter into what makes their lives a completely stressful and overwhelming experience. And really, if you think of it, Mike, no is just a word with two letters. When you consider we use thousands of words in our lives, it's amazing how that word can make life so difficult when one cannot use it. You know, way too many persons feel they have to say yes when asked to do something. This is often they learn from an early age when they were children and their parents and other adults told them to always try to be helpful and do what was requested of them. It also can be true that persons feel saying no is hurtful and not being a good human being. There's still others who will not say no, out of feelings of guilt. They do not, they don't want to do that. They want, if someone asks them, they want to be helpful. Now, still others, they do it out of a sense of duty, that someone has asked them and it would be wrong for them not to do it. And you still have others that cannot say no to families out of love and sometimes engrained guilt. Now my point here, Mike, is not that saying yes is bad, when a person is asked to do something. No, to the contrary. I believe helping others when we can is a noble and important aspect of showing and developing caring and love, for others and ourselves. It also shows a commitment to the community and the person, we love and care for. The problem is that when saying yes to too many things can lead to mental and physical health distress to the point the person cannot function effectively in life. And I've certainly worked with many persons in my offices and also just have known many persons as I have walked the road of life that cannot say no to persons and constantly feel overwhelmed and not able to do, what they desire and really in order to lead a normal life. They really feel like a golf ball being hit from one place to another with no control over their life. Now, if this is happening to you, and it really happens to a lot of people, the following are some things to do to try to help you overcome this problem with not being able to say no. First, you've got to accept you have needs. This is a big deal that must be met for your own mental and physical health. And never say yes out of guilt. Always recognize, Mike, guilt is destructive and will harm you if you behave based on it. And do not allow burnout to overwhelm you and not allow you to function. You really have to set up priorities and boundaries and base your responding yes or no for requests to help based on them. And when setting priorities and boundaries, you have to be realistic. What can you really do in order to have good balance in your life? And if really you find you can't do it, that is a time that you might consider seeking a therapist to really help you be able to set up appropriate priorities and boundaries. But there's no question the persons that can't say no really lead a difficult life. And Mike, there's so many of them. I'm sure you know a lot of them yourself. So they get embroiled in activities.
I've been that person sometimes.
Well, and you do finally have to learn that yes is a legitimate word and no is a legitimate word. But no is something that can keep your own mental health because you have to do things yourself. You have family or friends or work priorities or things. And if you don't watch out, your life could be completely taken from you. So being able to say no is it's just two letters is really a big deal. So I
say yes to no.
To it.
I'm going to get a T-shirt.
Yes, say yes to no. Yes, that's really a good way of putting it. But if you found yourself in that situation too, Mike, or people that get themselves in that,
or you want to. It's kind of a guilt thing, I think. You touched on it there. Is you feel bad because you're going, well, they asked me to, and and I let them down. And you feel like you're letting somebody down. You know when no is a good thing, though? As a parent. I don't think parents say no near enough.
Well, I think in this day and age, if you will, I think you're right. I think there is a time that things are really inappropriate or timing is bad. A parent certainly has to be able to do that. And a lot of parents, when they can't, this can certainly lead to kids that are unruly, that are difficult, that are very, very demanding. That's a very specific area. You have to be able to do it. Like you said, you did it in your home over the weekend. But again, it's just one of those things that I find so interesting because it doesn't make sense. A person can barely get by doing things they have to do in their life, and here they are volunteering. You know, the old saying, ask a busy person to do something rather than a person who isn't doing something. Now, that in one level is true. The problem is for the person who really is busy that they become just overwhelmed. And this can lead to a lot of physical issues, too. You can start getting to the point you don't feel good, you're not getting enough sleep, you're getting more colds, you don't know which direction you're going. So learning how to deal with yes and no appropriately is a big deal. It's something we don't really talk about enough when you consider how prevalent it really is, and particularly in a world, if you divided them into givers and takers, that the givers have to beware that the takers all are out there just asking for more and more things. And not that people don't need things, and there are people that legitimately do need things, and our help would be good, but there does become a limit to what a person can do in a 24-hour day and what they need to do themselves. These are the kind of things that can hurt marriages, hurt relationships, hurt your actual job, and hurt your own physical and emotional health. So really being able to say no or being able to say yes. I like your point about say yes to no. How does that sound?
You need to get some T-shirts made up. Have them there in the lobby. Have them available. And say yes to no. Dr. John Braccio, drjohnb.com, Regional Psychological Services. Every Tuesday gives us a little free advice, a little free insight into life. Not real heavy-hitting, just something to think about, although it can become that way. All of a sudden, these insights, you go, oh, yeah. It's one other thing I like about your segment, Doc, is oftentimes it's what I call an oh, wow moment. You get there, you go like, oh, wow, I'm that guy. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I should probably say yes to no.
Yes, well, it's a good point. Life is too short, and if we start doing things that we get overwhelmed in and we don't know how to really say no, then it can make life very difficult. A lot of people do this for a whole lifetime, or a good share of it, and don't want to, but they really don't know how to get around it. Big
Dr.
deal.
John Braccio every Tuesday, and we'll do it again next week, Doc. Thanks so much. Hey, it's our segment. What's up, Doc? Say yes to no. We'll talk again later. All right, see you later.
Good talking to you, buddy. Bye-bye.
1320 WILS. Mike Austin back in a minute.